This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your day. Good morning. How is everyone this morning?
Hey. Great.
I'm charged up this morning.
Same.
Ready to go.
Me too.
And that's not a Drake reference.
How was everyone's week?
Good, man.
Good.
It was good. It went by fast.
Glad the summer weather is still lingering a bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. Like, I like the 70 degrees. Just give me 70 year round. 60 at night, 70 in the day, and I'm good.
60, 70, yeah. It's great.
Yeah. Nice. Whether you want to wear a jacket, short sleeves, whatever, it's all good with me.
Or you could do like, the jazz thing and do the long sleeves with the shorts.
Here you go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about coming up on today's show. The KC Current, the NWSL soccer team, they're bound for the NWSL semifinals after a thrilling playoff win. And then Alabama wide receiver. We got some more people running out on the field. This time, they met that Alabama wide receiver, Jermaine Burton. and he's accused of hitting a rival Tennessee fan. We talked to y'all about running out of that field. Anything goes, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. And he's back. Welcome back, Willie Gay Jr. He's the Chiefs linebacker, and he'll be back possibly for this week versus the San Francisco 49ers. We'll talk about how much that changes up the Chiefs defense. And real quick, I want to shout out KU for those powder blue jerseys. Pretty nice.
Tough.
The football unis.
I wish they would have went with the powder blue pants too, but
Yeah, that'd have been even more. I think, but then you get into like, oh, are you North Carolina now? But you still got to keep the what is that? The blue pants, dark blue navy.
Yeah, I guess
Those jerseys are nice though.
they are.
All right, and Coach Jim Irsay on Dan Anyder. He says, I believe there's merit to remove him as Commander's owner.
Hit dog hollers.
Smoke in the city. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week during our Hate It or Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
Chiefs linebacker Willie Gay Jr. is eligible to return from his 4-game suspension for this week's game against the San Francisco 49ers. What are you guys expecting?
Look, I'm expecting a lot. Like, I think when you think about just how the Chiefs defense has played over the past few weeks, you know, without Willie Gay the past 4 weeks, I mean, they've been okay, but they haven't been, you know, dominating. They haven't been what they call him, the juice man. Willie Gay, he brings the juice each and every week, and so I think sometimes you look for that juice. If you even want to go back to just most recently last week, when you had the Chiefs and they faced the Bills, right? Like, there's no moral victories in football, but you got to understand, like, the Chiefs have to be happy, even though they lost. They have to be happy. You started 2 rookie corners. You had some young guys. You got a lot of young guys on that defensive side of the ball, and all you got is Nick Bolton, really, that you can rely on in that linebacking core. I mean, you still have Elijah Lee, who's a veteran, but they don't play him much. And then you have Leo Chenal, who's a rookie coming in trying to find his way, not really that great in pass coverage. And so I think when you just look at that linebacking core, it's just like, oh, Nick Bolton and nothing else. So I think Willie Gay coming back will definitely help the defense being able. You got Steve Spagnuolo, who likes to run different things, but if you don't have the personnel out on the field, then you're unable to run those things until you have that personnel. And I think Willie Gay is the guy.
Yeah, and he can be that guy. I mean, he showed it. What was his rookie season? Last year or the season before?
Ricky,
well, not rookie, but first season with the Chiefs.
This is third year.
Yeah, third year.
Yeah.
So and last season he did pretty well, especially helping the team. But you need consistency in your pass rush, especially for that second and third level to be successful. Like you can't not put pressure on the quarterback, and that's one of the things that's tough for that was tough for the Chiefs this past week, just not being able to not only quell the pass rush, but they just had Pat on not necessarily on his heels, but just had him running around too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost reminiscent of the Super Bowl in Tampa, where he's just running around and it seems like there's hardly any protection, and Buffalo did a good job of mixing that up. The Chiefs, on the other hand, they stay in the same, and I feel like Spags is going to need to mix it up, but again, like, it's tough not having the personnel to be able to do that. How do you feel about Karlaftis?
George Karlaftis? Yeah, to me right now, I think he's getting lost in the shuffle, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, earlier in like training camp, everyone talked about, oh, his motor. Oh, he's able to, continue on. He gets blocked once, he's going to continue on just because he has that good motor. But he showed it in preseason, but he's going up against, not the starting left tackle, right? Mm-hmm. He's going up against guys who are supposed to get beat. So now when you put him out there against the starting left tackle, starting right tackle, you don't hear much from him. He got like a half a sack. I think he split a sack with Frank Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you really haven't heard much from him.
And that's like, that's one of those like coded terms. He has a motor. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, like you get up and you refuse to get knocked down, and you refuse to stay down and all of this. But it's like, no, you got knocked down. Yeah. You keep getting knocked down.
Yeah.
You keep getting blocked.
I think what they with in the football world, and I know just specifically for him, he's one of those guys that seems to like never get tired. Like he's out there for 80 minutes of football, right?
And that's good in soccer.
Yeah.
We're talking about football here. Like, you have to make plays. You have to be like very strong. You have to have some kind of intangibles. Like, Tyreek's intangible, not only is he fast, but he's really strong.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Pat, he's not really strong, but he's elusive. Like, not only can he throw, but he's very elusive. He knows how to see the field. Like, but then you get these guys and they call him like blue collar, and he has a motor and he's sneaky athletic. Like, no, he's just not that good.
And even asking Steve Spagnuolo earlier this week, Chiefs defensive coordinator, is like, all right, when you see your young guys, specifically Joshua Williams, rookie cornerback, when you see him get beat, what do you tell him?
Mhm.
Like, you see him get beat. I mean, they played literally since the beginning of the season. You've played some of the top tier wide receivers. You've had
Allen.
You had Keenan Allen. You had
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. You had
Vontae Adams.
all these, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, all these guys. And the only answer is like, so why are you the question is why are you putting him in that situation? One-on-one, outside, end of the game situation, end of the half situations, third and long situations. Why are you leaving them one-on-one? And he's saying we're expecting our guys down front, George Karlaftis, those guys to get after the quarterback. And he's like, it's like he didn't say this, but he wanted to, and I can just kind of, just me reading through the lines. You kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Mhm.
You don't put pressure. He has all the time in the world to stand back there and figure it out. And if you do send pressure, you
got him on an island.
and you got to put him out there. But then you think about it this way too. Week 15, week 16, week 17, they play the Raiders again in January. So you better believe that Joshua Williams is going to be ready because he's going to have all that repetition up under him, to be able to figure it out.
And that's what you need as a young guy, especially on a team like this Chiefs team, especially on defense when they've taken their lumps.
Mhm.
Like I think
talking about taking your lumps. Baylor's up 13-0. Okay, you just so y'all know.
They're getting at it.
Yeah.
But I forget where we were. I looked at that too.
The young guys, young corners.
But yeah, the young guys, they have to take those lumps, but you don't want them. Oh, and that's where I was going with Reed. Didn't he get hobbled this week? Was it this week or last week?
Yeah, they had to tape his ankle.
And that's a tough thing because, like, if that ankle doesn't hold up this week, and then somebody else has to come in, now you're really thin in your secondary.
You are,
and that can be huge implications, especially in a passing league. And so now Pat is definitely going to have to play Superman every week. And that's what you want to build your defense for. You don't want your quarterback to feel like he has to like expend himself every week in and week out and do all of these great things. And that's where the Chiefs have gotten comfortable. They've just relied on Pat to be great, like dig us out of this hole. And it's like, no, the young guys have to be able to shine. They have to be able to take their lumps early in the season. And you would hope by the end of the season, like they would learn from, whatever mistake it is, whether it's mechanically, whether it's not being prepared for the moment. Because, sometimes the moment is just too big for some. But
you speak about mechanically, that was the exact answer that Spags gave. It was like, all right, on that one where you saw him, you saw Stephon Diggs, he caught the first one on Joshua Williams, and it looked like he just didn't turn. And that's what Spags said. He's like, he turned the wrong way. Like, if he understands he's here, you turn this way, don't turn the other way. Because he's once he snuck the look, it slowed him down.
Yeah.
Even Juan Thornhill, I asked him, I was like, well, what do you tell? You're a veteran. You were a rookie. You had your mistakes. What do you tell Joshua Williams? He's like, man, you're there. Just, you keep playing. You're there.
Yeah.
It's like, we've all been there. Like, you understand. You don't turn this way because it slowed you down.
Yeah.
So when we don't sneak a look because you're going to get beat. This is the league.
No, definitely.
What you get away with in college, you can't get away with in the league.
And especially against a guy like Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I think Stephon Diggs and DeAndre Hopkins, those are probably two of the toughest guys to be against the whole game.
Yeah.
Now,
don't forget that boy down in Florida.
Now, hopefully this guy learns from his mistake. Alabama wide receiver Jermaine Burton accused of hitting rival fans. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, if you look, like, he's walking off the field. The fans have already rushed the field, and he gave the young lady, like, he stuck his arm out, kind of almost like clothesline. He didn't really hit her, but she was moving, so he like clotheslined her.
He
really.
hit her.
Okay, well,
he didn't
hit her.
close fist punch her, but he hit her.
Yeah, but people are like, he punched her in the face. He slapped her in the face. I was like, nah, her motion his hand was there, and she ran into his hand. To me,
Yeah,
but no. In all honesty, though, I think this is something that has to be looked at. I mean, I don't really fault him, to be honest, because you look at the NFL just 2 weeks ago, people were applauding when the fan ran out in the LA Rams game and had the pink smoke or whatever. And Rams linebacker knocked his block off. And people applauded that, like, ooh, heck of a hit. Now he's getting sued. So now this Alabama linebacker, I mean, they're running at him, that I put the blame on the school. I put the blame on security at the stadium first before him.
You can't do anything about people. You beat Alabama. And I think that's a tough, like,
no, Q, you can't rush the field. That's trespassing.
I am with you. I am with you on that. But in college football, if you're on top and you lose to a rival,
I mean, I get that.
The field or the court gets rushed.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying football and basketball. Like, either way, it gets rushed. And for you being the player, you have to remain professional. It's the same conversation we had with Devontae Adams. Like, you can't let your frustration get the best of you.
True.
But
this is an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid.
No, and that's
different.
And that's where my point was gonna go. He's a young guy, so again, you have to take your lumps. Like, your frustration gets the best of you sometimes. Because I'm sure they went in there, and even though Tennessee's undefeated still, right? Like,
are they undefeated?
Yeah, I think they're undefeated. I think they're 6-7-0, something like that. But you just can't let your frustration get the best of you. And then when you're at a program like that, under a Nick Saban, and I mean, Nick probably isn't the best at keeping his temper down, but
true,
he's not clotheslining fans. Okay, we're not gonna what's the wrestling term, the RKO? Like, he was trying to set her up for an RKO. Like, golly, man, you lost the game. Get off the field. Let them have fun. Like, it's college.
Yeah.
Facts. I have to agree with Q. Now, one Eagles fan ran out of the tunnel with the team before Cowboys game. Let's see the fan run out of the tunnel.
You run out, you're getting carried off.
I wonder what time he took his first drink, because that was a night game. So he probably took his first drink before.
That's bucket list, though.
Yeah,
like, running out, got the smoke going. You ain't running out in the middle. Cameras are on, like, how the cameras, like, they get the first person running out, then they pan or something else. They got him.
Yeah,
like,
they definitely.
That's
got
bucket list, man.
And it's funny because one of the players' wives was on Twitter talking about, like, her husband's reaction to it, and she was just like, yeah, I was wondering who this guy was. I thought he was like a fan that won something.
Yeah, I saw the tweets, like, the guys talking about, like, looking over and being like, what? Who's this? Like, but they just went with it. Like, the fact that nobody, like, stopped and was like, hey, man, like, who are you?
I put that on security too. Like, you got it. How did he eat first? So, how, like, I don't know if y'all know this, but, like, so in a casino, right? If somebody brings in a fake ID and they're caught with it, they'll fire the person that let them from the front person that checks ID to the person that passes them the chips, to the person that gives them the cat. Anyone who has interactions with this guy, they fire him on the spot. No questions asked. So anyone who this guy walked by to get into the tunnel, they should be fired.
we've seen how many people should be fired at the Super Bowl. Like, let's not
Hold on, statute of limitations ain't up, Q.
No, I said we've just seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's incriminated here. But we've seen people that should be fired.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's at the Pro Bowl or wherever.
True.
And every year somebody puts out a video, like some kind of like YouTube vlog of how I snuck into the Super Bowl. Like,
True.
like,
True.
yeah, these sporting events are not like the casino. Like, no.
But you would think that they would be. I mean, you got a lot of people's lives at stake.
You
More
do.
than the casino.
Yes, yes, you do. But again, if 70,000 people, you're not accounting for every person out there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. But
no spaces though. You got guys that are around, like security is around. I don't care about the main concourse. Whatever happens there happens. But I'm talking about like the tunnel area where the players are. That should be off limits no matter what.
Be way more secure.
Yeah, yes.
But, I mean, he must have had on some official Eagles merch.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like as one of those workers and all those people that work for the team are associated with the team, like you're bound to just be like, okay, they got some type of, you know, like you're not gonna read into it, you know, like,
and you don't want to end up on somebody's like you, because I've seen like firsthand players' families, or important people that security has tried to stop, and they're like, man, hey, take your hands off me. You know who I am? Like they give them that, you know who I am. For instance, and I'm putting it out, Tyrann Mathieu's brother, right? Came off the player elevator, and security's like, hold up, put his hand in his chest, like, hold up, what are you doing? This is AFC championship game.
Yeah.
Where they want to go to. Everybody's excited. He gets off the elevator with the family, and he's like, security, hold up, puts it right in his chest. You know, that's real disrespectful. Hold up, what you doing? He's like, man, take your hands off me, man. You know who I am? And everybody's like, we all looking like, like, let's see where this goes. So 5 minutes later, of course, it's all clear, but he still gave him that, man, hey, don't you ever put your hands on me. But can we see the video again? I want to see what he said, what he had on, because you talked about.
You would think that's a coach. Khaki pants.
Yeah, he did have on the khakis and the green. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, okay.
He planned that out, and he wanted to look like a coach, not knowing that the coaches don't run out on the tunnel with him. Like the coaches are already on the field. Them nuts.
Now get ready for the NFL's first Black Friday game streaming on Amazon Prime in 2023. The NFL's first ever Black Friday game is scheduled for the 24th and estimated kickoff of 3 p.m.
You better have a heck of a matchup. Like, for real. You better have a heck of a matchup, because Black Friday is like one of those off-limit days. Nothing is planned but shopping and a Black Friday party. Like, you can't. You know, Thanksgiving, you got the Thanksgiving hangover.
There's 3 football games. Ain't it 3 football games on Thanksgiving now?
Yeah.
And so you want another one on for like player safety, but more football.
Like, you got to have a heck of a game. You got to.
This doesn't make sense. But then I think this is also Amazon pushing this forward to make their stamp. I don't know if the Thursday night game has really like been a thing for them like that. So I think this is another thing.
Yeah. And it may be because, that Thursday night game, because they have the Thursday night right now. Mm-hmm. So I think Fox gets the Thursday night, Thanksgiving, no matter what. Like, no matter who has the Thursday night Thanksgiving.
And that's what I'm saying. They want their own thing within the league. Because, I mean, the Thursday night game is not their thing. So, again, the press release, people talking about it, Black Friday.
Yeah.
But who's really going to be sitting at? I mean, I get it, because if you're Amazon, you probably sell a lot of TVs on Black Friday. So you're hoping people are, and that's another thing. They won't even get it by then. Like, if you buy it on Black Friday, Amazon's not that fast. Now, let's talk about this again. If you could buy it at 4 or 5 in the morning on Black Friday, and by the time the football game's on, it's hung on my wall and with a good HDMI and it's the football game comes on
4K.
the TV as soon as I turn it on, then let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about more football then. If you could make it that fast, but no, no telling what Amazon is trying to do with this, but yeah, you can see they're pushing forward.
Yeah, and you got to think. The thing about it too is, in fact, like I said, you got to have a heck of a game because you got family in town. Let's just take the Chiefs for example. Chiefs fans, family in town, they're gonna stay up till the wee hours of the morning. With food, full. Then you got all of everything else that happens on Friday. And I get like the shopping experience isn't as what it used to be. Like, people aren't giving up at 5 a.m. anymore because they got the deals all week long or whatever, or all month long. And so you got the Chiefs fans that are just like, all right, are you going to tailgate like you normally would? Because this will be a noon game, or will it be it'd be Friday night?
I think it'll probably be like a midday 3 o'clock game.
3 o'clock, 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, technically, you wouldn't have to get to the stadium if you're a tailgater until like 10, 9 or 10. So you still get to sleep at least till about 8, get your stuff ready at night. But are you really like into it? Like on a Friday after, are you into it?
You're tired from everything the day before.
Yeah. And it could be bad. It could end up bad too, because you don't have to do anything Saturday. You don't have to do anything Sunday. That could be a bad weekend.
Yeah,
families in town, so it's like cousins and everything.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm against this. No, I don't want that.
Is it a strong no or like a possibility?
No, it's a strong no, because we just had 3 games a day. Like, that's fatigue because you have 3 games. Like, that's like running back Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
So now you got 3 games on Thursday, 1 on Friday. Turn around, you get a break on Saturday. But if you're a college football fan, so you're watching I'm not gonna say football is not that good, because some people probably could sit and watch NFL
and they make a living off football too.
Yeah, so but even then, like Kawhi Leonard the other day was like, I don't watch basketball. Like, I watch the film, but I'm not sitting at home in my free time watching basketball. Like,
he's an idiot. But Kawhi Leonard is an idiot.
But how many players do you think are really watching football?
A lot of them. To me, I would say 90%.
I think a lot of them are gaming or
that's my job.
Or dating.
I would say 90% of them are watching the game. Like, if they're, I'm not saying like on a bye week you're sitting at home watching all games.
Maybe a Monday.
Red zone.
I give you a Monday.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you got the Mondays and Thursdays. Those guys are watching those games.
I don't know if they're watching the Thursday game.
Yeah, I 100%. Like, I would say 90% of the Chiefs football team is watching the Thursday night game. Yeah. So, story real quick. Juan Thornhill was asked in the press conference by a friend of the show, Miss Karen Kroenke with Channel 9. She asked, like, Juan, I heard Justin Reed's having you guys over. It was your turn last week. So basically, they get turns every week of like what players' house are we going to go over? Mm-hmm. So all of them get together at a player's house and just watch the game. And they go over film, then watch the Thursday night football game. But I mean, we're speaking at your age, 40, 38. I mean, it's difference in age. We talking about 20-something-year-olds too. And
but that's why I think gaming would come in. Yeah, I would think something else would come in. Like,
unless you Kyler Murray, you watching football. Shots are fired.
Now, Tom Brady says he's finding it nearly impossible to focus on his personal life half of the year, explaining he feels like the NFL seasons are similar to going away on deployment for the military. Let's hear what he had to say.
See, it gets starting to get tricky though as I get older in age, because I'm starting to experience more as a man outside of me being an athlete. So it's like, where's the balance? Like, should I still be this, like, I'm always gonna be hungry, but should I still be this, like, every day just immersed in what I'm doing, or should I continue to keep growing on that side? So it's just like, I want to keep the balance of like work and play, but at the same time, man, I'm just so excited to play the game and like to go out there and shoot a shot or like work with my teammates. So it's definitely been a mental obstacle of trying to figure out what's the good balance between the two.
Jim, can I say something about that? Because
Sure.
it's a good
Go ahead.
point. And, and you feel certainly me being 45 now. It's like, I just think the same way. I almost look at like a football season like you're going away on deployment in the military.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, here I go again. And there's only one way to do it. And I think, Jim, we've talked from time to time just about how do you enjoy the certain moments of it, And the reality is you can really only be authentic to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you may say, oh, man, I want to, make sure I spend a little more time doing this, during the season.
Yeah.
The reality is when it comes down to it, your competitiveness takes over. And as much as you want to have this playful balance with the work balance, you're going to end up doing exactly what you've always done, which is why you are who you are. You're going to go, how the f*** do I get it done? What do I got to do for my teammates to get it done?
But then I look up and just like, did I miss a lot of time or shit? Like it. I mean, it's weird, but I really enjoy like you said, like I call it hibernating. Like I just go into hibernation mode during the season and just cut everything off, and then when I come back outside after the season, it's just like, damn, did I miss some life pass me by? You know what I mean? But
yeah, we just talked about it, like outside life work balance, right? Like that further lets me know that guys Kawhi Leonard is an idiot, because like you're not watching basketball, you're not watching your sport. Like myself, like if I'm not during the week, I'm listening to other sports radio shows.
Yes,
like it's not happening.
Yes, you are, but I'm sure Kawhi has something else that occupies his mind. Alpha work.
That's the difference between the greatest players and like just guys who are mediocre.
I'm not gonna say Kawhi is mediocre.
Yeah, he's not one of the greatest players ever.
All right,
he ain't. Q.
Okay.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss the Colts owner commenting. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Colts Jim Irsay on Dan Anyder says, I believe there's merit to remove him as Commander's owner. Q, we'll start with you.
That's a hit dog hollers. just last week, Snyder was threatening to release all this info, and then we see him give a little teaser with the Jerry Jones allegations that came out. Irsay is a hit dog that hollers, in my opinion, because he
think so.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they have enough to remove him from the league, but I think Irsay is one of those it's one of those, like, yeah, before it spills over to me, yeah, let's get him out of here.
And I think as owners, if I'm an owner, I'm gonna get together with the other owners, and if you have some heat on me, I'm gonna find the one person or a few people that don't have the heat on them. No one knows anything about. They have done no wrong. Of course, Jim Irsay is not it, but we're gonna find that person that's gonna be our spokesman. Mm-hmm. That's gonna say everything that we really want mm-hmm. to come from us. It's gonna go through him, and I think that's what they're doing. But I want to see what comes from it, because I think in that ownership group, you always have to have that one person that's going to come out and just say it. And then they move forward from there. So, yeah, look, it's that, all right, you say it, I'm going to come with the heat now. You got to. If you're going to mention it, that I have all this heat and I got all this information on the NFL, you can't just be shooting blanks. Yeah. You got to come out there with the full ammo. I love to see. I want to see what those emails of John Gruden said. I want to see what the Colin Kaepernick information was. There's so much other, the CTE we talk about all the time. Yeah, there's a lot. If you go digging, you're liable to find something. Right.
And I'm sure he's had some PIs.
Yeah, he hired some folks
that he's hired since he got caught 2 years ago. Yeah. What was it, like almost 3 years ago? So yeah, and again, I'm sure he has dirt on a lot of people.
Yeah, man, you hired investigators. They all look. Relationships go through that all the time. Mm-hmm. Like you had that one person in relationship hires that investigator, or they do some digging, and then that it's a tarnished relationship.
Yes,
you bound to find something.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Gruden fell on the sword for everybody, but yeah, that's not gonna be Dan Anyder.
Yeah, and that was only 3 things that we mentioned. What about everything else? That
oh no, there's mounds of things that can be uncovered.
Yeah.
Now Titans in Nashville reach a deal for a dome, $2.1 billion stadium.
Sheesh!
Look, this city's better take notice. These owners are like, all right, we see all this money floating around, been given up for these new stadiums. And Tennessee's stadium, it's not that old. It's not as old as Arrowhead, or excuse me, GEHA Field at Arrowhead.
But I mean, who else is keeping a stadium for 50 years?
That's what I'm saying.
That's unheard of.
Yeah, and they're going to expect, because they see these other cities footing the bill. Or at least half the bill, putting up $500-600 million, or almost $1 billion, at least meeting them halfway to build these stadiums. So if I'm an owner, I'm holding these mayors' feet, these mayors and city councilmen, I'm holding their feet to the fire, right? Like, all right, look at what so and so did. Look at what the mayor in Chicago did. She came out and said she wanted to. We're not going to move this from Chicago to somewhere, some neighborhood outside of my city. We're going to keep it right here. So not even on football. Look at other sports, baseball. They're like, all right, you see what these other cities are doing? We're going to move this thing to Nebraska. Keep fooling with us.
Well, I mean, everybody wants an entertainment district around their stadium.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the Chiefs and the Royals want that. They don't have the economy to hold that up.
You don't think so?
No. The city doesn't have the economy for entertainment right now like that, to support baseball, to support. I mean, why do the Royals deserve a new stadium? Like,
I mean, if you're gonna put it downtown, the same way we just talked about soccer, the NWSL.
But that's what I'm saying.
Winning.
They're winning.
Yeah.
Like the Sporting came in and started winning.
I understand. So if it would have been all right, they went to World Series in 2013, 2014, or 15. They won. Should have been the hotbed there for them to go move the stadium.
Yeah, I mean they're both teams. Kansas City has needed new stadiums for about 20 years now. And in the meantime, what they did is they just renovated it. And it's like, well, no.
Put the Band-Aid over it.
Like, so
don't get me wrong. I want a new stadium.
Yeah, and
stadiums.
It should have been happened, but
yeah. All right.
Stan Kroenke expected to pay $571 million for St. Louis relocation settlement.
That was another one of those, and I'm glad we got these all in a row. But another one of those stadium deals gone bad. Like City of St. Louis, you don't want to help me build this new stadium. I'm all right. I'm packing up and I'm going to LA. Yep. Yeah,
I mean he took his team. He paid the fine. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he moved the team.
So if I'm a taxpayer, I'm saying, where's this $500 and something million going?
Well, and I think that's the big thing that they've been talking about. I think over the past year is really trying to figure out where that money is going to go. I just I hope it goes to certain communities which are going to get skipped over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that money it needs to go to addressing infrastructure, a lot of different things within the metro area of St. Louis. And you would hope those people get some of those funds, but
I agree.
Who knows? Might get lost in the sauce.
No, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, I'll have our Hate It or Love It segment. Kick it off with our Stinkers of the Week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. But we have one today. There are fears rising over an Iranian climber who competed overseas without wearing a hijab, who has now disappeared.
That it's a wild story. I didn't know what to click on to like keep following it, but that was a wild story. I think ultimately she ended up in jail or something like that.
Really?
But I don't know. That's why I'm like I did a couple of clicks. I didn't dig too deep because I mean you don't know what's real news and what's not, especially coming from that part of the world. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's wild the silence around that. Like,
I mean, you get a lot of it, like, you know, the Brittany Griner, and I'm just talking just U.S. to overseas, but you get a lot of like Brittany Griner, and outside of that, like things that happen overseas, you really don't get a grasp on really because, like we talked about in our meeting earlier this week, you have a lot of the overseas news that is basically governed and owned by their government. So like you said, you don't know what's real and what's not. And so I think with this, it has to be, in order for it to be a story, it has to be highlighted, like and talked by more than just us and whoever brought it out. So it has to be like an ESPN or someone like that, especially with it being sports. Like,
and it should. But yeah, there's also there's a movement, and I want to say it's in Iran, Iraq. There are a lot of different like Muslim countries that women are rebelling and not wearing their hijab, and it's a statement thing, and yeah, like it's there's a lot of
married women or just the single,
just women altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's you look at it, it's a misogynist thing, you know, to expect women to stay covered up for your comfort. Like it's crazy. So yes, now we're in a different time and women are rebelling. And this is a reply to it. Like if you're gonna rebel on the world stage and you're representing Iran, now they've jailed her or whatever has happened. Like, it's crazy.
But even with like speaking to your point about large big name networks, I know like there was a wave not too long ago with Nike doing like Nike hijabs and stuff like that to accommodate those things. So it's interesting that even Nike hasn't like come out on this or like put it to the forefront. And at least you would think they would make some type of comment on it.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, to me, just my opinion, I don't feel like an athlete should have to be. You can't compete against other high athletes, and you know, and I know you're expected to, and they're used to it, but I just feel like you can't compete on a high level. Possibly wearing that. You know?
Yeah, and that. It doesn't make sense, and that's a level of oppression that's being fought and being contested right now. Yeah, and it's
very controlling.
It's wild to see, but we may have some developments coming soon, but who knows?
I hope so.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week, we have the Nike Dunk Low Florida A&M University.
Yes.
Love them.
My favorites this week, I think. I think those are my favorites.
Love.
The Stray Rats New Balance MT 580.
These are my favorites.
I like these.
Hate it.
It's dope. What?
I kind of like these.
Yeah.
Me and Jazz are usually on the same page.
That color palette. Woo!
No, those are giving my first day of 5th grade. I don't like it. I can't rock it. I can't. But I will say I'm not a big New Balance fan. Like I've lately been into the 580s and that vibe, but these are just not my style, I guess. I guess they're just not my vibes. Nike Dunk High Vachetta Tan.
These are dope.
Good fall shoe.
Yeah.
Good fall shoe. I think they're good, like neutral that goes with everything too.
Yeah, because I and that's what I would do. I would wear these probably with some bright colors around it, but yeah.
Facts. The WMNS Air Force 07 Premium History of Logos Team Red.
Oxblood color. I love these shoes. These are dope, even though they're the women's, but you know.
Those could be a different Chiefs fit vibe.
Yeah,
go a different color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
that's actually a Cardinals color, but I mean, you know,
stop it.
Let y'all rock.
Oh my gosh, it's Oxblood, ain't Cardinals color.
Now, Commander's 50-50 raffle winner says team's check bounced after he tried to cash it. Hate it or love it.
He's probably, I'm going straight to the bank with this, and they laughed at him.
Right. Somebody in accounting ain't laughing though.
Yeah, 14 grand it bounced, man. Look. I'm calling whoever sent me this. Like, hey, y'all better put that 14. But I think they came out and said, yeah, it was a bank error. And they deposited it right into his account. So he 14 grand richer today.
As they should.
Sheesh.
I'm like, hey, and hit my negative fee too. Right. I think they charged him like $15 or something.
Like, get out of here.
Shaq O'Neal shares his thoughts about Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole. Hate it or love it.
Oh goodness, I
love it.
Let's hear what Shaq had to say.
We'd be remiss to ask you about that. Like with Draymond Poole, how do you as a veteran in the locker room, champion, clear that smoke out of the air, so to speak?
Well, I mean, y'all know this. Winning cures all. You know, I mean, I've seen both. I've seen you guys fight on the court. You might not have been teammates, but
listen,
you don't want to see that, Clay.
No, it's unfortunate, but
I said earlier, I touched a lot of people up. Yeah, I did. I touched a lot of people up.
I heard most the Ostertag story.
Most of the time when I touch a teammate up, you apologize, you do it because it happens, but it brought us closer.
That's good.
You know, the fact that he came out, 15 minutes later and we were shooting, obviously he wasn't worried about it. Draymond apologized to him and the family, so I know you guys will get through this, but be honest now. You guys have been together a long time. You guys argue, right?
Yeah.
It's not all, hey, buddy, how you doing? You guys argue, fight, have disagreements. Yeah, respectfully, that's a key word. You argue, you have disagreements. And,
the
people
key was
think
he said, though, Shaq, and I hate to keep it longer, is respectfully. That was past
not respectfully.
So, it's past respect. So that's why I asked the question, because
if somebody running their mouth disrespectfully, you got to touch them up.
Stop it, Shaq.
Y'all being hypocrites. Cut it out. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I said you spit on somebody for disrespecting you.
And I was wrong, too.
Okay.
I was wrong, too. Hey, when you do something stupid, you can still be wrong.
He apologized.
Guys. No, that still doesn't make it wrong.
He apologized.
We got company here, man. What are you doing? We got company here.
So you over there act like you ain't never hit nobody.
Let me say this. I did it. If I was wrong, I admitted I was wrong.
And that's what Draymond did. He apologized. So what you talking about?
And that's what we said. He was just wrong.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me
ask you this as we close.
It was like, who's gonna get the last word? And then he's like, okay, cool.
Nah, because Charles was trying to deflect because he hit a lot of people.
He did. And that was just his way of play. But like we said, as long as it's respectfully, but hit me ain't respectfully.
I mean, watch your mouth. You F around, you're gonna find out.
Now, Marshawn Lynch sitting under, we don't pass on the yard line. Hate it or love it.
I love it. We talk about Thursday Night Football. This is one of the little segments that they do with the newly acquired Marshawn Lynch to their team. I think it's dope.
Yeah, it's different.
Love it. Ravens signed wide receiver Deshaun Jackson to practice squad. Hate it or love it.
Ooh. No, I like this. I knew Deshaun Jackson needed a squad. Like, he's one of those guys that kind of doesn't age, right? Like, you could put him on any team, and I think he'll thrive right now. But I say that to say this: like, as much as I feel like he would thrive, I'm kind of questioning like how much he can actually still do.
Exactly, and Lamar needs playmakers. Yep. So.
Now, the New York Knicks, Atlanta Hawks, LA Lakers, Bulls, and Grizzlies have their new city remix jerseys. What do you guys think?
I love them. I love the Grizzlies and I love the Hawks. You got like Lil Baby with the Hawks. I think you got TDE with the Lakers. think that's
Okay,
the
the
3-6 Mafia with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, DJ Paul is a dog.
Yeah, Polo G with the Wu-Tang Clan with the Knicks.
The RZA?
Woo York Knicks,
What?
and then Polo G with the Chicago Bulls. So it's dope.
Very tough. Very tough. Bronny James secures Beats by Dre NIL deal. Stars in commercial with LeBron.
Yeah, that commercial was fire.
Yeah. Big things popping.
University of Tennessee launches clever fundraiser to replace goalposts after historic win.
They got money. They can pay for that.
Right.
Why man, stop.
All them people in there, tickets and concessions. You better pay for that and put it back up.
Right. Like, come on. Y'all getting money out the wazoo. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. All right. We appreciate everyone who joining on today's show. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you can catch a replay of our show on Mondays, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio. What you guys have going on for the rest of the day?
A little work today. So
I'm heading out to Topeka. Actually, shout out to my pops. He's getting inducted into his high school Hall of Fame today.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats, Pops. Heck yeah.
Heading to Highland Park for a ceremony. So shout out, Pops.
Shout out. All right. Remember, you can catch myself and Darren Smith tomorrow. We will be live. The pregame cheat sheet inside of Levi Stadium out in Santa Clara, California. But until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
Views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.